Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see how. Rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
What's up, guys? So listen, let's get into some things that I have been seeing over the past few days, and I just haven't had a chance to talk about it. But first, Momma Dee. Now, I know Momma Dee from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. She has had her share of mess and trauma and all that stuff, but I'm not even going to lie to you guys. When I used to watch real Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and I've watched some of the old episodes on Pluto TV over the past several weeks, I don't know why they have not done a spinoff and her mess, because she is funny. She is not she is not the person that you want to have as a mother-in-law. I definitely will say that. But if all I got to do is watch it and it's entertainment for me, I don't care. But she had introduced Drew at a performance that I guess she was having somewhere locally in Atlanta, and Porsha cannot help herself when it comes to the disrespect or the clapping back or whatever. She just has to say something, all right? So I'm going to share my screen with you guys, and we're going to go ahead and get into this here. All right, so here we go.
Come on, Drew. Yes, yeah. You know, she got her and Porsha, they got some mess going on. You know, I don't know what's going on with Porsha this season. Check. But she approved Drew for taking her hot dog man. You know, I don't know why she think Drew want a hot dog man. Yeah. It's all good because Momma Dee speak that truth. Y'all give it up for Drew Sador.
All right, I want to pause it for a moment. We already know how Momma Dee is. So Momma Dee, she and Drew did not conspire to put Porsha on blast or to try to embarrass Dennis and any of this stuff, right? And then she talked about the hot dog man. I don't know why Porsha think Drew won her hot dog man. It's just funny. That's just Momma Dee. But Porsha had to respond to say, Dennis McKinley has one baby mother and well-established money. Well, we know that's all she cares about. With great artists on his record label, put that tooth in, and he just might sign you, Momma Dee. Love ya, with the shade. And anyway, Dennis McKinley, he responds, says, I love Scrappy. I don't speak bad to anyone's mother, and I respect my elders. So I'm just going to be quiet here. And I understand Dennis, because she didn't have to go there, Porsha, right? We already know about the performance, Momma Dee, the tooth popping out, all that stuff. It's funny. It will go down in reality history, even though it didn't happen on the show. And that's one of the things when it comes to these reality shows these days. The majority of the best drama happens online, not on the show. But we already know Porsha doesn't have respect for anybody's mama. She's out here clapping at Shamia, talking about what Shamia's mama did to her mama years ago. And I haven't had a chance to talk about that. I'm going to get around to it soon, guys, but it just is what it is. And then her talking about little Scrappy's mama and her tooth popping out. That's just weird, but that's Porsha. So just, with some of the people's comments, someone said Dennis' response shows he was raised right. That response was demure as F. Somebody else said, Porsha is literally crashing out. And another person said, Porsha, goodbye. You want us to forget how you humiliated this man and wanted to fight his mother on national TV. Now you come into his defense when we all know Momma Dee shoots straight from the hip. Get some lessons from Dennis on respect. Then go apologize to Dennis's mother, Miss Underground Railroad. Oh my God. Somebody else said Porsha ran with this narrative and now she and her baby daddy are getting dragged to hell and back. She should have let this man start his record label in peace. And that's the thing. Like, girl, he just worry about your child and your child getting the support that she needs and deserves. Because quite frankly, I wouldn't be, I'm quite sure Dennis has no interest in taking custody away from Porsha to be a full time dad. I'm quite sure that's not what he wants to do or is even trying to do. But if we were to be measuring who is more responsible parent wise, I believe most people's votes would go to Dennis over Porsha because honestly, Porsha is just one of those people that is just like, girl, you had a baby because you were securing the bag, okay? And you made sure to have a baby with someone that you know could really take care of your child, which I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Nobody should, even if you're in a relationship with someone, if you're struggling, don't be bringing kids into that relationship. And hey, sometimes things, slip ups happen, especially when you're younger, but don't keep doing it. And I'm speaking from experience. I had one child and I was a teenager. I didn't have any more kids, okay? And I'm doing well in my life, but I just knew that wasn't what I wanted to keep doing. So I definitely wasn't going to keep doing it over and over again. So I'm just saying all of that to say Porsha is one of those people that she really did it just to secure the bag. She did not want Dennis. She didn't even know he proposed and all that stuff was for TV. She really had no real desire to marry this man. So to be honest with you, I don't even believe he was cheating on her. I believe he already was just doing his own thing anyway. And she was just maybe like one of the main ones that he was keeping tabs on and keeping up with. But I just believe my personal opinion was all of that engagement and the spinoff and them going to couples counseling because he's cheating on. I really believe that she did all of that for the show. This chick Porsha has been produced. Okay? Portia's been produced. I'm going to stand on that. But you let me know your thoughts in the comments. And speaking of production, we're going to get into the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So the reunion seating chart has been showcased. And as you can see, there's somebody missing. Britt, her face is not here. And we already know Kenya's face is not posted either. I believe the seating chart is weird. I'm not one of these people that follows all of this stuff. And I'm always talking about, oh my God, who's going to be sitting next to Andy? I really could care less about all of that bull crap, but there's some people who really get into that stuff and they talk about it. But I really found this interesting and I really want to go here with this because I really feel like this seating chart, it reminds me a little bit of Married to Medicine, how they always have Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone seated in the first seat next to Andy on opposite sides every single season, just because Porsha had nothing going on. And even though Shamia, showcased herself to be like I would say, at least in this franchise, the most wealthiest and well-off housewife, I don't really believe she showed a whole lot about her life either. Yeah, we heard a little bit about her child being sick and, having to do the things when it comes to medical stuff and also wanting to conceive another child through the, process of having a surrogate. Sorry, I'm trying to get the words out. But other than that, you really didn't see her husband a whole lot. You really didn't see a lot of scenes with her and her husband. You saw a few scenes with her and her sisters and her mom, but I believe you saw her and her sisters and her mom in scenes with her more than you saw with her and her husband. It's a little bit awkward. So out of all of those people, when they were coming at Drew, even the last episode that we seen when they first started this trip to Grenada, and Kelly is talking to Drew and saying, there's not anyone at this table that does not have an issue with you, except for, I think she said Cynthia, which to me was weird because what issues did Angela have with Drew? They're actually friends. But I digress. I thought the seating chart was weird, especially when how many episodes is Phaedra actually going to be on? So she's already got the second seat. This is awkward. Over here, this doesn't make sense. You've got Porsha, Phaedra, and Cynthia. Cynthia's is a friend of, okay? And just there, I feel like to be the peacemaker and to round up the chicks and, to do the things that the adult in the room would do. I feel like it should have been, even though they weren't against each other, I feel like it should have been Angela and Drew. Period. And for Britt to not show up and to ghost, and then I said this before, I get they had to do some sort of repercussions when it came to Kenya and what she did at her salon and her grand opening or re-grand opening or grand reopening or dedication or spell session, whatever she was calling that. I believe they could have still worked with her and just had her not film with Britt and also have reunion time. Kenya shows up. Because you can't tell me that they could allow Monique Samuels, who beat Candace's ass, to continue to film and to be at the reunion, even though they didn't ask her back anymore. But yet they didn't allow Kenya to show up. So that's why I'm like, what really was beefing and brewing behind the scenes? So this reunion seating chart, it seems really off to me. It does not make any sense. It doesn't. But yeah, Britt ghosted. So she skipped the reunion and it's saying each is absent for different reasons. A source tells People Eady, 37, skipped the taping on her own accord amid a falling out with her co-stars, while a second source says Moore, 54, was not invited by Bravo to participate in the reunion. It's weird. So Kenya, she responded and she said, I'm disappointed to not be a part of the RHOA 16 reunion taping today. Please know I take full accountability for my actions and deeply apologize to all those affected, including Brittany, the cast, crew, guests, and viewers. I look forward to seeing you all back on Bravo soon. Wow. So somebody said, LOL, Bravo must have made that call and said, we need our star back. Just tweet an apology. Because, yeah, this really is a far cry from what she did when she did that video on YouTube. I don't feel that that was an apology. But anyway, Britt Eady says, as everyone is now aware, I'm not attending the reunion. This was my decision. The events of this season have devastated me. And while I cannot say much right now, I do want to set the record straight about one thing. The graphic SE-actual photo surrounding the events in episode 5, that photo was not me. As the episode makes clear, I did not see the photo at the time. Rather, I was made aware of the photo being presented at the event, and based on what I was told, assumed that it was somehow a photo of me, which is why I reacted in the way that I did. I do not know who was in that photo, but upon seeing it for the first time recently, I now know it was not me. I look forward to seeking accountability and moving past this dark part of my life, Britt. So to me, what it sounds like is she's not coming back. And, she didn't say, I look forward to reconvening in the next season or anything like that. And so now it's looking like, yeah, she's not coming back. And I don't think that's a bad call. I don't really know who made the call to bring this woman on the show, but I still am questioning the lifestyle that she's living. One, with her husband, because I talked about the husbands before. I really don't feel that her husband is into her like that. I'm not going to put the label on him of being in the LGBTQ community, but what I will say, there's some things that are suspect, and there is a man that came out and did an interview on Tasha K Live where he pretty much showed receipts of him being with Brit Eady's husband. I don't know if the receipts are doctored or not, so I don't know. Tasha K, she said she received a cease and desist from Britt Eady, and she told Britt, hey, send that to the N-word that was on here talking about the stuff, because all I did was have him on the platform and he shared the information. I didn't say that your man was with this man. But I digress. I don't know. But I don't think she's coming back. And from something else I saw, she has since removed RHOA season 16 from her bio in Instagram or on Instagram. So Marlo responded and she said, I'm speechless with this season. And Kenya with these fake receipts don't surprise me. Hashtag blank subpoena. Hashtag lies after lies. So look, I don't know, guys. Britt, she just was not, the season isn't over yet in terms of the episodes that we've yet to see, haven't been shown yet. But they just filmed the reunion. She did not show up. And I'm just like, I don't think Bravo made the best decisions. I'll stand on that. I'm not standing behind Kenya's decision to do what she did at her business because it was a terrible call. She already said it. I should not have done that. And I'm sorry that I did that. She shouldn't have given that woman any type of attention. It was absolutely ridiculous. Ignore her. Cancel her invitation to your grand opening. Say you cannot show your face or your plumped up ass in my space. But to give her attention and with billboards blowing, not billboards, poster boards. Because I'm saying the same thing that Britt said, where I was like, girl, those are not billboards. Billboards are what are up around town on the sides of the highways and byways. But anyway, what do you guys think about Britt not showing up to the reunion taping? Do you feel that she has quit? Or is she already feeling like she's not going to be asked back and she just did not really do well with the other ladies on this season? I don't know. But I want to know what you guys think, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.